Now more of our exclusive interview with new UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. On Thursday, we heard from her on President Trump's travel ban, his wiretapping claims, and Russia. This morning, we start with another global hotspot, North Korea. How big of a threat do you see the North Koreans right now?
It's the #1 threat. It is the absolute #1 threat.
I was reading this weekend, and someone's characterization of this was not that the North Koreans are testing missiles. They're practicing.
They are practicing
with missiles. That's a much more menacing stance.
With every day that goes on, they're getting better and better at missiles.
Are you of the mind, Madam Ambassador, that it is more when as opposed to if some country is going to have to take military action against the North Koreans?
Well, I think we're all aware that military action could end up being an option. But right now, we've got some steps that we need to look at. We need to go to China. We need to go to Russia. We need to say, okay, what else is it going to take for North Korea to do for you to start saying, we're not going to put up with this? If they work with us, which we hope they do, then we'll move forward and we will really put the pressure on North Korea.
When do you see the United Nations solving problems? They don't. They cause problems.
President Trump has said some things about the UN in the past that are not all that complimentary.
Right.
He said that to him it seems a little bit like a club where people get together, talk, and have a good time. That's not an incredibly respectful thing to say about that building and the people in it over your shoulder. As the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, how does that not bother you?
It doesn't bother me because I think what we've seen is there's a lot of things that need to be fixed at the UN.
I just want to remind people, you were not a supporter of Donald Trump during the campaign. You supported another candidate. Could you have ever imagined, I think at one point you even said he was everything a governor doesn't want in a president. Could you have ever imagined that one day you and he would get together and he would ask you to fill this position?
Well, we were friends before, and he was actually a supporter of mine before. But, you know, we had differences during the presidential. I always speak what I think. He knows that. And so when he approached me about having a position in his cabinet, you know, the opportunity to serve your country, I don't know that there's a bigger honor.
Has he given you the power you need and the independence to do your job? Susan Rice and Samantha Power both had regular seats at the table for the National Security Council, at the principals table. You don't have a regular seat. You are there when it's appropriate and when you're needed. Do you have as much clout in this position as they did under the Obama administration?
Matt, I wouldn't have taken the job if I didn't. And I can tell you this president and this vice president, they have supported me in every way possible.
Well, then is it just a technicality? I mean, why aren't you given a regular seat at that table?
I am. So far, I've been there every time.
Good morning.
As you walk through the halls of the United Nations, does this president have credibility?
You know what he has? He has every single country guessing on what the United States is going to do. That has given me an incredible amount of leverage across the street.
That sounds great for our adversaries. It doesn't sound great for our allies.
Our allies know we're with them. Ask Israel, are we with them? Ask Ukraine if we're with them.
This is a big job. And some people have speculated that one of the reasons you took it was because it kind of sets you up in a really great position to one day run for president yourself. You're smiling.
I'm smiling because, you know, they said it when I was a governor. They'll say it now. They'll always say it. But I will tell you that I've never planned ahead because I love the surprises of what comes around in life.
Can you imagine running for president one day?
I can't imagine it. What I can tell you is I'm trying to survive the United Nations right now, and I'm loving it.
You've got your family. You've got a daughter who's now at your alma mater in Clemson.
Yes.
You've got a son who's moved here, obviously, to New York with you. I think he's a freshman in high school. Your husband's here. Bentley the dog is around here somewhere. What's the transition like?
Certainly living in a city like this is very different, but you know, we've all adjusted very well, and my son loves it. He has decided he's a city boy, and Bentley has gotten used to the fact that there's no grass.
Yeah. Every city has a beat.
Yes.
It has a rhythm to it. You're a music person.
I
You
am.
love music. You tweet out about the music you're listening to. What kind of music does New York make you think of?
Oh, Billy Joel and New York State of Mind. I mean, it's the one that I love. It's the one that makes me happy that I'm in this city able to represent my country. So it's been great.
Welcome to New York.
Thank you very much.
So pretty nice view, by the way, from that apartment overlooking the United Nations. I teased her that if she had a zip line, she wouldn't even have to go downstairs to go to work.
Beat the commute, beat the traffic. Good interview. Thank you.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.